All right, folks, we just got through an awesome weekend of football. It's electric football, by the way. Number one over here is
Stu Pace, and that gorgeous specimen sitting next to me is, of course,
who?
and there's Steve Brown
There
next to
must be
me.
there must be a gorgeous specimen on the other side of him. Anyway, divisional round over. We know, well, we'll talk about it, but
We will.
we're looking at the matchups right now, and it is the Patriots going to Denver, and we've got the Cards at Carolina. So, Stu, why don't you start us up?
All right, well, the early game is Brady versus Manning. I think it's the 17th time that they're going to be facing each other. Not that they face each other. Denver's defense didn't look that awesome on Sunday. Big Ben tossed for 339 yards. Pittsburgh can't run the ball anyway with all the injuries, and they still reeled off 70 or 80 yards of rushing. And while Pitt couldn't run, they just adjusted and passed, which they did well. But if not for the fumble by Toussaint, I'm not so sure that Denver would have won this game. Now comes Brady, who's 11-5 in the Manning-Brady matchups, or should I say Belichick is 11-5 in the Manning-Brady matchups. Manning has two 1,000-yard receivers in Sanders and Thomas. Brady has Gronk, and Brady has Brady. I would love to say that Denver's defense is going to step up and win this game, but those little crossing routes that Edelman runs, I don't know how to defend it. I guess nobody has ever figured that out because that's all that New England does. It's their bread and butter. Meanwhile, Manning has to get the running game going in order to slow the clock down, keep Brady off the field. But his passes were like floating butterflies that bounced. I'm not so sure. I am taking New England in the matchup, rooting for Denver, though. Your thoughts?
Did the butterflies float or did they bounce? Because
Well,
if
they
they bounced,
float.
they didn't
When
float.
they hit
If
the
they
ground,
floated,
they
they
bounce.
weren't bouncing.
All right, I have terrible grammar.
If you're old and have these bags under your eyes like Stu and I do, though, mostly me, I'm going to get some work done, I
Yeah, I
think.
know we should.
You'll remember Chris Everett versus Martina Navratilova in tennis. Chris Everett was this little cute, beautiful, girl that we all had crushes on, and Martina Navratilova was like, "I must crush thee." And guess who won those matchups? And that's how I feel about, Brady and Manning. I want Manning to win this. There are two guys that I want to win a Super Bowl right now. I want Peyton Manning to win one, and this obviously can't happen. Both of them can't, but I want Larry Fitzgerald to win one. These are the two, in my opinion, the two classiest guys on the field still playing, in this season. Right now, you got Manning and Fitzgerald are the guys I'm rooting for, which probably tells you who's going to lose. Denver's defense, you said they didn't really impress you, but at the end, they did. Roby makes that, strange strip, like the backhanded, strip of Fitzgerald Toussaint, which, if that isn't a philosopher's name, I don't know what is. It's like an Irish philosopher and a French philosopher got together and they had Fitzgerald Toussaint. But he was too busy worrying about, existentialism instead of covering up the ball. But that was, almost a freakish strip.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was trying to strip it or just trying to make contact with the runner, but changed the game. And then on the last couple of plays, the pass rush got there.
Yeah, but the Steelers receivers were wide open for half the game. I mean, they were just standing in the middle waiting for passes from Ben.
Don't get me wrong. Denver showed an awful lot of holes in this game.
Absolutely.
First off, you got to catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
If Peyton Manning may not be throwing the perfect spiral, it's hitting these guys in the hands. There were 6-7 drops easy that should have been made. Third downs that should have been converted.
Yep.
You're right. Denver's defense was not overly impressive, especially considering the fact that Antonio Brown was gone and their top two running backs were gone. I thought Pittsburgh came out and set the tone. In all these games, it seemed like one team came out and just set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
New England going down the field and hitting Gronk for a touchdown was like, F you, Steve, you're wrong. The Chiefs ain't winning this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Panthers set the tone, and the Cardinals set the tone early, and then sort of almost let it slip. The only team that did not set the tone and win was Denver because Pittsburgh was controlling a lot of that game. So I am scared of picking Denver in this game. I want to, but every time I go against Belichick and Brady, and every time Brady, the Martina Navratilova of this matchup, goes up against Manning, the guy or the girl that I'm pulling for gets gets crushed. So I think I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
got it.
the number you gave before about the number of times they faced off and how many times Brady has won, Belichick's coaching, Gronk, and let me tell you, football has changed because that hit that Edelman did, where it's a what was it, a punt or a kick, and the guy standing back there going to down it at the one, and not Edelman, Amendola turned around and leveled him. I was like, that's a smart football play, and that was a hell of a clean hit. And the announcers were like, that's a dirty football play, and it's illegal. And I was like, okay.
The Patriots guys are in the right place at the right time and doing the right thing on every play. I mean, it's a miracle to watch this team of almost nobodies. They're mostly cast off, sans Gronk and Brady. But everyone else is like, I'm going to take one of these from you, and I'm going to grab one or two guys from you, and I'm going to make a team that wins Super Bowls. It's uncanny. I don't know how they do it.
Okay, so I think we're both taking New England in this matchup.
Yes.
We hate to do it, but there you go.
We do.
The electric football official stamped pick is the New England Patriots going to the Super Bowl. Stu, tell us about the next one.
Well, this is the Super Bowl. This is the Cardinals and the Panthers. In my mind, it's the best game in the weekend. It's probably the best game in the playoffs. It's the game I most want to see anyway. I don't care about the Super Bowl compared to this game. Anything else will be anticlimactic. The Panthers had an impressive first half against Seattle, but they can't have second halves like they keep having against like the Seahawks Sunday, the Giants, the Colts, the Packers. They go out to these incredible leads, and then I think they just sort of sit there and go, we should win. We're going to win. We've got a great defense, and oh my God, they're catching up, and holy shit, they're within 7. It's going to be a tremendous game. I think they don't jump to that big lead. The Panthers can pound the ball against Arizona, and Arizona can throw the ball, which is the Panthers' weakness. I've been saying this for weeks. Newton has been impressive, and his passes are very accurate. I mean, when he throws it, those are laser beams right in the guy's hands. I've been very impressed with him this year. His rating, quarterback rating is 99.4 in 2015, not including the playoffs. 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Palmer's rating is 104, and he has thrown the ball 40 more times than Newton. Same amount of touchdowns, 1 more interception. So let's call that even.
There's some stats for you, folks.
I had extra time. It's Martin Luther King Day, and we're off. So let's call the quarterback position even.
Whoa, what are there, 40 times?
I don't know. I ran out of time. It is Monday morning.
I'm just saying that Newton has the added,
I'm sure.
Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
There's barely any difference in the defensive categories. It's incredible. They're close in every category except Arizona's better in the passing. Carolina's better on the rushing. But I don't care who wins this game because I think the winner here is going to be the Super Bowl winner anyway. So either team could win their first Super Bowl in this, in the next 2 weeks here. So I'm going to be sentimental. I'm going to root for Carson Palmer based on the year that he's having. You got the two, to me, MVP candidates of the league playing against each other in this game. And, yeah, I'd love to see Larry Fitzgerald win one, so I'm taking the Cardinals.
There you go. Okay, well, talking about letting a lead slip, the Cardinals really almost blew that one.
Absolutely.
A whole lot of chatter now again about how they should handle the overtime, and I am not a proponent of one team getting the ball and winning the game. I can't make it better, but I can tell you that it sucks to be a Green Bay Packer fan right now and go, can't they run down Fitzgerald? Look at it, he's good. Oh, God, there's the end of that.
Yep.
And it is.
But they had to score the touchdown to win the
yes,
field goals.
and they had, the defense is clearly part of the team and should make the plays to help them win. It would have been nice to, after what Rodgers has been able to do late in games with Hail Marys, and it would just be nice to see a quarterback of that caliber get a chance to match what the Cardinals had done. Because let's face facts, the NFL has become an almost exclusively offensive league.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's defense, aside from the last couple, the regular season especially, but even into the playoffs, every rule has tilted to the offense. So you are at a distinct disadvantage if you are the team that does not get the ball and don't do any of that, we're going to let the other team have it first nonsense.
Yep.
The way the NFL is structured right now, you're a fool if you don't put the ball in your quarterback's hands. Anyway, I am also feeling nostalgic for the Cards. Both of these teams have been to one Super Bowl, I believe, but neither has ever won one.
Correct.
The Cardinals should have, except for a couple of great plays by some Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Panthers? Was that Jake Delhomme?
Jake Delhomme versus, oh, God.
Yeah, I shouldn't have thrown that on you.
Yeah.
But any way you look at it, the coaching matchup is just about even. I wouldn't say that Ron Rivera is better. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback matchup is about even, except for Cam's ability to make plays with his feet and the likelihood that he will remain standing longer than Carson Palmer.
Oh.
You wonder how banged up Palmer is at this advanced age going into this. I like the Cardinals' team speed, but I think Carolina has a slightly more complete defense.
Oh, no doubt.
I think that they have a couple of playmakers in Norman and Kuechly and Davis, who is out there on the hands team.
Mm-hmm.
That surprised the hell out of me. A
Okay,
linebacker, covering that one up and finishing that game off. I don't think this late in the playoffs they're going to have a letdown in the second half. I'm taking Carolina on the theory that they'll be able to pound the ball, that they'll be able to get a little more pressure, especially up the middle on Carson Palmer from their D-line, and that they'll disrupt the Cardinals' timing, thus Carolina. So that's my pick. And I actually thought the Seattle-Carolina game was going to be the game of the year, which it did not turn out to be.
Right.
I mean, it got a little exciting at the end there, I guess, sort of. But did anybody really think Carolina was losing that game? I look forward to this matchup, but I'm not as excited about it as I was the other one. Doesn't mean it won't be a great game. I'm just saying I don't think. And I'm also not ready, like Stu, to just hand over. I think the NFC has been the overall stronger division, but I'm not ready to say the winner of this game is going to win the Super Bowl. Just because if Brady and Gronk and Edelman go out there and freaking destroy Denver, then I'll change my opinion.
Well, I'm basing this on the fact that I don't think New England's offensive line is strong enough to face either pass rush from the Cardinals or the Panthers.
I didn't think they were strong enough to handle the pass rush from the freaking Chiefs. And what did the Chiefs get? One sack?
None. They got 0 sacks.
Yeah, and very little pressure. To me, that's coaching. That's where your Belichick thing.
Well, again,
because that
right
matchup
place.
should have gone to the Chiefs.
They've got the best coaches in the league. Let's face it. Best coaches in the league put the guys in the right place at the right time every single time. When there's a tip ball on other teams, you see guys diving for it. Against New England, there's 3 guys swarming for it, calling it because they're all in the right place. It's amazing. I hate them.
No, you have it, J.B. Collins.
Oh, no. It's your turn.
No, Mr. Mayo. You take
I've
that
already
ball.
had my 2 pick sixes for the year.
So there you go, folks. It's Electric Football. We hope you've enjoyed it. Gio's running the Gio Knows Awards, I think. So please go over and cast a vote for us and not anybody else because we're better than the rest.
That's
of them.
right.
But I guess there's a couple categories we're not in, so you can write us in on those, okay?
Yeah. Most likely to be wrong is the category we should statistically win every
We've
week.
won that every freaking year. I think. Worst statistical pickers ever. Anyway, Electric Football, Steve Brown.
Stu Pace, see ya in 2 weeks because we got the break in between. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.